flight-worthy condition. He's got a special guest, which sometimes we often do. John will be flying over the airport for about 15, 20 minutes for you to take all the pictures you like. Once he taxis off, we'll be doing the drawing. But let's talk about the airplane a little bit. Okay. SBD Dauntless 5. This was the 5th generation of the Dauntless. There were 6 generations. Dauntless was actually started by a company called Northrop. Northrop back in 1935. XB-1 and the XB-2 were their models, and in 1937, Douglas took over on Northrop and developed the SB-1 and first flew in May of 1940. We move on a little ways. Well, we'll talk about the airplane a little bit. It's a 2-place aircraft, had a pilot and a gunner and radio operator, navigator. His job back there was to protect the plane with 2 .30 caliber machine guns that was up out. I'm sure you saw them while it was up here static display. 2 .50 caliber machine guns up forward. Carried 1,200 pounds of bombs, either 500 pounder or 1,000 pounder, or also carried rockets. Had a Wright 1820-60 Cyclone engine, 9-cylinder, 1,200 horsepower. 4,900 or so of the SBD were built. Some in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this one down in El Segundo, California. They would start that up, wouldn't they? All hot loud. So 4,900 of these were built. 953 were built for the Army Air Corps. It was called an A-24 Banshee. Difference being it did not have a tail hook, and it had a pneumatic tail wheel as opposed to the hard tires that they came with. The SBD was on the ground December 7th, 1941 at Pearl Harbor, most of all which were destroyed. There was a number of SBDs that flew out of the Midway Island during the attack and were all destroyed also because the pilots were not really comfortable with the airplane yet. They had just moved out of the Devastators, and that was the torpedo guys, and lacked experience, and the Zeros pretty much had their way with them. The aircraft itself got its first taste of battle in February, March of 1942 in the Gilbert, Marshall, Wake Island campaigns, but really came into their own at the Coral Sea, which you heard about, Brian was talking about, at Coral Sea. Well, the battle where neither opponent saw one another, neither fleet saw one another. It was all by air, and the SBDs took out a couple carriers, damaged one seriously. It finally came to its own in the Battle of Midway, of course, and it was basically what we're going to call the hero of the Battle of Midway. It turned the tide in the South Pacific to where the Japanese now were on defense. As you know, at the hangar talk, it took out 4 Imperial Japanese carriers and 1 cruiser. We talk about our SBD Dauntless. This craft was built in 1943 in El Segundo and was sent down to New Zealand to the Squad 25 and was down there, flew out of Bougainville Island, and until 1944. Went back to the Navy and Marines, after which, at the end of the war, was pretty much retired. And then, lo and behold, this aircraft, without wings, in 1959 came to the museum. There was a search that went out for wings, which we found some, up in Alaska, of which one got damaged. So they had to find another one. But finally in 1987, our Dauntless was flyable. Some of the interesting facts about the Dauntless is this, what we call the die flaps, flip flaps. All these perforated flaps here allow the aircraft to fly at a 70-degree angle at speed, not to overspeed, when he targeted his ship that he was about to drop a bomb on. One little fact that probably no one knows is the split flap was invented by the Wright brothers. The split flap where the holes were used to keep the buffeting down on the tail when it was dive bombing. Okay, you want to do it now? We can do let's get the raffle going here before, I'm just going to start there. Huh?
He's going at 12:15, so we have, let's do this.
Okay, we're going to do a drawing real quick, and we'll talk. We've got a license plate bracket right here with a brand new at the museum is our Planes of Fame Life, and the ticket number is 1808211. 1808211. Anybody out there?
Yeah.
Where's Oh, down there? You got one down there? There he is.
Here, do a midway.
Okay, we'll do a Midway upload. There's 2 tickets to the Midway and a brochure in there all about the ship. That's worth about 52 bucks. Ticket number 473870. There's one right there. We have another Midway ticket package. 1808233. 1808233. Down there.
Taking the time. Where's the time?
What is this one? One more, then we'll stop. One more Midway, and before John starts the airplane. 1808321. 1808321.
Yeah, that's right.
Anybody? You good?
Read it one more time, David.
1808321. No? All right, one more. Last one before we fly. 1808325. Right here? There it is, right there.
There we go.
This is mine.
Nice.
Okay, John, start away.
He's the only one.
John. John.
Oh, there it is.
That took a little long, but it was worth the wait. See you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.